Welcome to Worldwide Hippies News and Stuff for the week of January 24th. I'm Winston Smith. Tunisia. Tunisia's once feared police, who carried out the repressive policies of their now exiled dictator, joined forces with protesters on Saturday as they marched through the streets of the capital Tunis. 23-year dictator Zine El Abidine Ben Sali Ali fled 2 weeks ago to Saudi Arabia after a month of deadly riots around the country. Rumor reports are that Zine El Abidine Ben Ali Kirsty will have full access to the Bush crime family's bunker under the King's Palace while vacationing in Saudi Arabia. George W. Bush said that he hopes to join him there for Super Bowl Sunday, and Tony Blair is bringing the pretzels. And this is good news. Longtime senator and corrupt politician Joe the Pivot Man Lieberman is on his way out. Senator Joe Lieberman announced he's leaving at the end of his term. Senator Joe Lieberman, the Democrat Independent Republican turd from Connecticut, is planning to cash in, as most politicians do, after the country finally figures out what assholes they truly are. Unnamed sources tell Worldwide Hippies that now that Barack Obama is willing to cut Social Security benefits to the elderly, old Joel, the multinational corporate prostitute, feels he can gain more cash in the private sector. After his term is up, Joe, the caucus spy, will be raking in the consulting fees from such companies as Canadian Generic Drug and Bus Company, U.S. Casino and Bingo Corporation, and Purina Cat Food Company. Well, good luck, Joe, and good riddance. And this, another major story here. There was a shakeup in organized crime last week. The failure of the mafia to embrace globalization brings the boss to town. Lack of attention to developing markets in third world countries and failure to totally subjugate the middle class and poor here in the United States is directly connected to what some insiders are calling the state dinner massacre. At the same time that the new capos, consiglières, underbosses, and soldiers swore their loyalty to the new Don and dined on the taxpayer dole in Washington, the old families and soldiers were rounded up or eliminated in a coup that took all of America by surprise. To try and make some sense out of this, Worldwide Hippies has compiled a possible list of who's out and who is in. First, the top three by rank. The new Don, Chairman Hu of China, aka Sweaty in the Who. Next, Consigliere General Electric Chief Executive Jeffrey Immelt, aka the Felicitator, and Underboss Barack Obama, aka the Shaft, have taken their spots. Also taken out, Baby Shax. He was replaced by BP, aka Slippery Shrimp. The Claw was replaced by General Motors, aka Fast Caddy. Vinny the Car Wash was eliminated, and in his place is Comcast, or aka the Cable Guy. Junior Lollipop, he's out too. Walmart's in, or aka Smiling Willie. Ginny the Gooch is out, and Goldman Sachs is taking their place. Goldman Sachs, aka is Sticky Dildo. Bobby Fat Larry is also out. Halliburton is in, aka Fat Hal, and Tony the Mush is out. Z, aka Little Blackwater, is in. So let the terror begin, and let the new mob rule. And this from Fox News. Fox News is reporting that the prayers that the people outpoured to the Congressman Gifford are what saved her life. Here in a report by Dana Blanton, nearly 8 out of 10 American voters say they believe prayers helped Arizona Representative Gabrielle Giffords survived the Tucson shootings. This congresswoman and 18 others were shot on January 8th at a town hall meeting in Tucson. Her neurosurgeon has called her recovery nothing but miraculous. But the 8 dead and the nameless 12 others apparently weren't in God's favor on that day, according to Dana Blankton. She says, don't blame Sarah Palin and Glenn Beck, blame God. So why do so many people think that Fox News is real and that the news they report is accurate and fair and balanced when research indicates otherwise? Well, scientific evidence has proven that those who primarily watch Fox News are significantly more likely to have misconceptions, delusions, hallucinations, gout, and severe hemorrhoids, while those who primarily listen to NPR or watch PBS or tune in regularly to Worldwide Hippies News and Stuff are significantly less likely to beat their spouses, abuse drugs, have intimate relationships with farm animals, or sport rebel flags on their car antennas. It is just a case of them wanting to believe what Fox says because they have trouble coping with reality. Worldwide Hippies asked the Catholic Church about God and the church in general. Here's what he had to say.
Is it wrong?
Of course not. And if it was wrong, now don't you think God would put a stop to it? I'm just teasing you. There's no God.
And finally, the Comcast merger. Comcast now has the total control over all the media in the world, and Comcast, NBC, Universal have bribed and extorted the last regulatory watchdogs, making their multi-billion-dollar marriage a reality. But what does all that mean to the average consumer? I mean, what are the nuts and bolts of this deal? Will Comcast interrupt any broadcast that doesn't approve of and substitute in its place its own programming? Worldwide Hippies ask the tough questions, and the answers really will shock you. First, why does Comcast, NBC, Universal have all this concentrated control? It doesn't sound like a good thing for consumers. It sounds like Comcast could use its power to manipulate the market. Why did 4 out of 5 FCC commissioners go along with this deal, including 2 Democrats? What we found out was...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
A driver hit 2 homes and 2 cars in a very bizarre wreck near Atlanta.
I hear this boom and the house just starts shaking. I just heard a car engine rev, and I'm like, okay, that's strange. And then someone said, get out of the bed.
Wow, no one was seriously hurt. Police do not think the driver had been drinking.
I mean, just like Hitler. And what are the conditions imposed by the FCC that would prevent Comcast from abusing its power? And what about online video competitors? What about local programming? Well, Worldwide Hippies has a secret memo that...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Okay, so if you think the man in your life spends too much time playing golf, you have not seen anything yet. Thank goodness. Joe Carter has born a local golfer who turned Guinness world record holder here. What's going on?
Yeah, well, Richard Lewis is what's going on is this guy is completely and totally and 100% obsessed with the sport of golf. Now, he admits that golf is his first love and that playing the game so much has led to not 1, but 2 divorces. No surprise.
And in America, can you believe that? So, did the FCC put net neutrality requirements into the deal with Comcast? This is what the Supreme Court in a midnight session ruled, that...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Well, never mind bed bugs. Health experts are warning you about the potential hazards of letting your pet climb in bed with you, and a lot of people do that. 56% of dog owners and 62% of cat owners sleep with their pets. Now, you know, to keep them current on their flea and tick treatments, right? Well, the CDC says, though, some rare cases of plague have been traced back to untreated pets in the bed.
Including Clarence Thomas's wife. And this, will cable, internet access, cell phone, gas and electric, college tuition, and daycare rates go up as a result of this new deal? Well, get ready for...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Well, you might go a few days without doing your laundry, but one guy did not wash his jeans for more than a year. Apparently, he was breaking in a new pair and just kept going with it for about 15 months. He said at 7 months, they were getting pretty ripe.
Like, I gave it the sniff test, and then if it smelled okay, then I wore them for the day. It was really bad because when I opened up, there's like a big waft of stink that hit.
And that's it for the news this week. I want to thank you all for visiting the site. Please pass us on, put us up on other blogs, retweet us, and we'll see you next Monday.